Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Nassim Media coming at you with another video. You know what time it is, guys. It's time to bring on that boxing. Today we're going to be talking about Vasily Lomachenko, kind of doing a recap of his fight with Jermaine Ortiz. It was the return of Vasily Lomachenko, the Matrix, in the Big Apple at Madison Square Garden. It was a very interesting, lead up, the press conference and the weigh-in I got to attend, and then the fight I just watched, here. I got to, have some friends over and just enjoy the fight one-on-one, which is the way to go. Obviously, I wouldn't turn down tickets to see the fight, but, it was still a good fight to watch, a good TV fight. Vasily Lomachenko, it definitely wasn't his best performance. He always starts slow, as they always talk about in the broadcasting. Whenever somebody analyzes Vasily Lomachenko fight, they say, he's a slow starter. He downloads the information. I think that has to change at some point. I think that Vasily Lomachenko can't always be a slow starter, just because you're not always guaranteed to get back into that groove of, taking over the fight, whenever you want. There are going to be guys there that are going to have more energy. They're bigger, naturally bigger, and Jermaine Ortiz was a big guy. I didn't realize. I saw them at the weigh-in. He was obviously the bigger guy there, but when they were in the ring and I was watching the fight, I was like, man, the physique of Jermaine Ortiz and the power that he was getting on his shots against Lomachenko. He was tagging him early. It was similar to the Teofimo fight, I think, in the early rounds, but Jermaine Ortiz kind of left that little door open where Vasily Lomachenko kind of just snuck through, back and fought his way back into the fight. I thought that it was a pretty close fight. I think one judge had it like 117, 111. That was a little wide. That was pretty wide for me. But I'm not mad that, I think that Vasily definitely won. I think that he came back into the fight. Jermaine Ortiz did what Teofimo Lopez didn't allow. So, letting a guy like Lomachenko back into that fight, you can't leave any leeway, or you can't leave any bit of space for a guy like that to come back into the fight, because they're going to do it. Everybody's very critical of Loma, the 135-pound division. They've all been very vocal about what they think. They say he's not the same fighter. He's small at 135 pounds, and, Tank says he stops both guys, Jermaine Ortiz and Vasily Lomachenko. I don't know. I guess if this fight is the only indicator, like, you have to say that, it wasn't a great performance from Vasily Lomachenko, especially taking into consideration what we've seen from him in the past. Everyone's saying, he's not the same. We don't know. It could have been a stylistic thing. He's coming off a long layoff. He hasn't been active. Everything that's gone on in the situation with Ukraine, I'm not making excuses for him, but I'm just saying, that's a reasonable, reason for not performing well. He has a lot on his mind. Obviously, he's still a very talented fighter. I think that he's still up there in the lightweight division. It's just, I think that if that fight is any indicator, I think that there are a lot of guys that are going to give him trouble, and it's going to be hard to beat. And I see him being an underdog in a lot of the big fights. It could be a physical size thing, but it just seemed like the lateral movement and the angles aren't as effective, especially when these guys are like much bigger. You have to have the hand speed and the aggression from the start to the finish. It can't be something that you just put on at the end, because these guys are conditioned. Your opponents are going to be conditioned for 12 rounds, so he has to start tiring them out early with his hand speed and all the angles and everything. He can't take too much time to measure distance. It takes too much time, and against a good fighter like, not good, a great fighter, in a guy like Devin Haney or Gervonta Davis, guys that are really gonna be able to figure you out, even though you are a tricky puzzle in Vasily Lomachenko. Guys like Shakur Stevenson, they're gonna solve that Vasily Lomachenko puzzle. Obviously, you got the W. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying that these guys, Ryan, Shakur, and Gervonta Davis, I think that those guys, I have to favor them in a fight against Vasily Lomachenko. Even Ryan Garcia, I might favor Ryan Garcia, but just because of the power. I think that Loma, he does have devastating power in his shots when he does throw them, but they're very few and far in between, especially against a guy like Jermaine Ortiz, who had a lot of power, but his defense was not the best by any means. I think that he countered very well. His timing was started off very strong, but like I said before, giving any space to a guy like Vasily Lomachenko, they're going to take advantage and capitalize. He did. He got the W, so respect to Vasily Lomachenko. It was very fun to watch his fight. Great guy. I actually got to meet him for a bit at the, I believe it was the weigh-in or the press conference, I don't remember. but he was a very nice guy. He was very respectful and, all business. So he's saying that he's going to agree to all the terms of Devin Haney. And they said, we'll only find out in the negotiation process when it does take place. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get that fight made in Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney for maybe midway of 2023 or early 2023. That's all we could hope, but hopefully it happens. Let me know who you guys have in that matchup, Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Well, that's going to do it for another NASFight Media video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to you always.